And I'll make sure of one other thing before we start. And I might as well start talking. This is 7 o'clock, and I'm RKDM, and this is Rollstream, and we're playing the Burning Path tonight. But we're not the Burning Path, we're the Smoldering Trail, as we have previously discussed. It's a joke, okay? It's a joke. The Smoldering Trail.
I think it's funny.
I think it's funny too, but you know. Um, so we're in the sea town of Ariad, on the island of Ariad, which is a offshoot island from another island called Amphidias, where the capital is called the City of Fools for whatever reason. And our players, Avery and Christina, are both playing clerics of the Order of the Daughters of Twilight.
Ish.
Oh, ish, yeah, ish. That's fair. They're associated with them. Certainly,
Well, she's
Christina's
she's a daughter
character
of Twilight,
Lilyandyth
but I
is.
I I don't qualify.
Yeah, you don't technically qualify. You're more like a son of the Daughters of Twilight, or something like that. Some kind
Daughters of
of
Twilight and this guy.
yes, exactly. And this guy. Um, hmm. So, what have you been doing since our last adventure? You came back from the sea cave. You had recently slain another hag, although you actually have only slain one hag because the first hag you didn't slay, you just negotiated with. Um,
Well, the first tag was right though.
there was that. There was that. I mean, I'm sure you could have made an argument, but
I
I
mean,
personally agree with you.
I mean, it's like she was protecting the town from paying taxes. That's hard to argue with.
Well, unless you like roads and things. But
I mean, considering the state of the roads, I mean, around
that's true.
there.
The roads were pretty screwed.
I,
That's
I,
true.
I think the hag was doing a better job maintaining the roads than the government was.
Right, that's true. Maybe this should just be like government by hags.
I mean, the
There's a
government already
campaign idea.
sacrifices people,
Right.
so you know,
At least you could get something out of it if they're going to do it anyway.
yeah. We
Yeah.
could try sending him the people we don't like Peter Thiel.
Right. Right. Yeah. And Sir Winston Peters,
Yeah,
for example, one
they
of our
should.
politicians locally
They,
here in New Zealand.
they should. If is he a knight? They should revoke it.
Is he a knight? Actually, that's a good point. I don't know why I said Sir Winston Peters. I
I,
had this.
I feel like this is the sort of thing somebody might have knighted him at some point, but if they did, they should definitely take it back.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's not get too distracted.
Hmm.
So my dear fellows and friends, you're in Ariad and you're at the Daughters of Twilight, and oh, we're gonna do some music. We're gonna try it. Um, First I have to share the button, share the thing, share settings. Here we go. Computer audio share. Play. Do you get it? You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Here's some I curated earlier. Seems appropriate for a
Hmm.
change. Um, cool. So I made four playlists for different specific themes, if you like, that have actually been vetted, um, at least to some degree. I don't think I listened to the whole things, but I checked them to see that they were good enough. All right. So we're in Ariad, we're at the Daughters of Twilight. We're doing our daily chores and so on and so forth. You've brought back, Jesus, trying to get the levels correct is hard. Um, you brought back the young lady, the young girl that was, um, I want to say kidnapped, but she wasn't entirely kidnapped.
Possessed, maybe?
Possessed, charmed,
Charmed
enthralled.
sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
Entranced.
Entranced. That's the perfect term. That's it. Yeah, entranced. Um, So she'd been entranced and taken away from her village, and our heroes had gone and rescued her with her father and some other dude who didn't do much except lend you a rope, really, to get down the rocks, and
Hmm.
made lots of smarmy comments along the way. In any case, Hag is dead, and you've returned, and everybody's happy, and you've been paid again. Did you actually get paid? Did I pay you?
No,
No? All right.
I don't think we
Um,
need to get paid for just that.
well, what's his name? The
Yeah.
father from the last mission. He's pretty insistent that you get something as a reward for what you've done for him and his family. So he goes around the town and collects a few coin here and there, and a few other bits and pieces that people have to lend. And among the things that you get given as part of this collection, and you can take it to the Daughters of Twilight if you'd like, or you can keep it for yourself. Um, but there's about 20 gold pieces, approximately, and then there's about another five to, let's say, another 7 gold pieces worth of objects, like art objects, like cups and um, figurines and stuff like that. Stuff that you could sell at markets, or you could keep it as part of altars and things. One of the things that is a bit interesting and different in there, and I'm still trying to deal with this sound level because it feels still a bit high to me. Let's just see if I can squink it all the way down to there. There we go. One of the things that is a bit interesting is this little tiny unicorn, black unicorn, painted.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do
So
I have any idea what that's about?
I don't reckon that you do.
Hmm. I don't know. Does Lily want the unicorn?
Yeah, I think it's cute.
Does Lily have any idea what it is? Because she's from Hemathirith.
She's from Hemathirith. Lily, you can make a. Is this a religion or a history check?
I feel like it's more religion than history.
Yeah. All right, go on.
Religion?
Let's make a religion check. Yeah.
17.
Well, okay. Well, and I think that given that you've been around here for a little while too, and you've been hanging around with the common folk, there seems to be a small following among the common folk all around the world, actually, um, of this pseudo deity that they call Tozen, the unicorn. Yeah. You don't know too much more about it, except to say that Tozen is said to protect portals and is like a keeper of doors and gateways are sacred unto him. Um, yeah, said to look after the common folk and is the enemy of the Winter Queen, according to law.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what you know about that. In any case, that all happens, and you find yourselves back at the Daughters of Twilight. Days go past, weeks go past, normal things, all the usual sort of stuff. Um, okay, Kyelum, you may end up going and doing some other jobs. I don't know. It's possible,
I mean, I
or
kind of
not.
feel like finding a story in ruin on the island. The Doors of Twilight would probably send an expedition back for that, so he might be involved in that since he reads the language.
Right. Well, they're planning something like that. So they're keeping you around for when they do get to
Hmm.
it.
I feel
Um,
like they would just like send somebody out just to verify it, basically,
right. Well,
and
they
he could be like show him where it is.
right. Fair enough. They I think they probably. Do you have any map making skills?
He does actually. He
He
does have
does.
cartographer's skills.
Right. Okay. So they send you in there to, yeah, essentially make the most basic maps, the initial maps that they can use later on. What they're trying to do is raise some money and get permission from headquarters, so to speak, from Vane Gate.
Hmm.
Um, so that's all going on. You hear from Lady what's her face? That lady, you know the one.
Mother Superior or whatnot?
Yes, yes. Um, but more importantly, Eloan, Eloan Silveranth, High Priestess of the Ariad Praeneus. Um, she calls you in, the pair of you. Um, and in fact, this may be not something that she does privately with just the two of you. This might be something more like a sort of a general assembly that happens like once a week or something.
Hmm.
Um, and so all of the Daughters of Twilight turn up, and there's like this, everyone makes some speeches, and then afterwards everybody drinks tea. Um, and she announces that she is going to be going to Vane Gate in a few days, and the ship that is arriving to take her to Vane Gate, where she is going to sue for the opportunity to explore these ruins and what have you, and map them and seek relics, and they're looking for permission to be able to do things like, you know, if we happen to find a secret door, can we break it down and go through it? You
Hmm.
know, that kind of thing, because there's regulations. Um, but at the same time, the boat that's going to arrive to take her off to Vane Gate apparently is about to turn up with 5 acolytes, whom are going to be who are being brought here essentially for their first couple of years worth of training.
Hmm. And how many of these acolytes, reading between the lines, are here for political asylum reasons?
Um, do you have any skills that might tell you the answer to that?
Insight?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
18.
Um, you're not sure that any of them are going to be here for political asylum. You think that
When I say political asylum, I meant getting away from Hemoth Tirith.
right. Yeah, no, they're coming from Vane Gate anyway, so
Okay, that's fair.
they're already sort of somewhere away from Hemoth Tirith. This is more of a case of they're quietly expanding the Pronaos here and getting people used to the idea that there will be more daughters here.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's more of an expansion than
Okay, that's fair.
anything else. In any case, yeah, that's the deal. So,
And who's
Lady
going to be
in
further
charge.
role?
So Lady Solaris, the seneschal, becomes the acting head of the Pronaos during her absence. She'll be maintaining the sanctuary, and she'll be granting um, authority where it is required. Now, at the towards the end of this meeting, you guys are probably sitting, listening to the whole thing going down. I don't know whether you're sitting close to each other or what, but I'm imagining probably wooden benches and
Hmm.
stained glass light, LED lights with sun coming through into this room, filling it with warm atmosphere. Um, and as you're sort of getting to the end of it, you can make a perception check. No? Oh, you especially note somebody got a one by the looks of it. It's a
No.
D6.
What?
Wait, let me look at the.
I
At
got an 8,
22.
she got a 22.
I'm looking at the map here. Can you see on my screen?
Yeah?
There, it looks like a D6. Oh, now it's changed. Now it's a 22. I see. So an 8 and a 22. Okay, so Lilyandyth with a 22. You hear some distant noises of the gate opening and sounds of guards admitting somebody in, and then being brought through the temple towards where you are in the main hall.
Just heard the gates open. Somebody's coming.
Hmm.
Some of the other daughters turn and look to see what's going on. And a couple of moments later, oh, stop it. This woman comes in, or an elf. She looks like, um, you would say she was a wood elf, probably, at a wild guess. She has greens and things. She's got a bit of dirt on her. She doesn't look clean particularly, like she's just come in from a long journey. Um, you can make insight checks. Hmm?
23.
23. Okay. And what did you get, Christina?
10.
10. Okay. All right. Well, Kyelum, she looks like a ranger to you. You can see she's carrying, daggers and a sword.
Hmm.
She doesn't have a bow with her. She didn't bring that with her inside, but you wouldn't be surprised to see her with a bow.
Hmm.
Um, in fact, you notice from your perception check that she has some.
You mean like a bracer?
Yeah, she's got a bracer on the inside of her arm, and she's got little things wrapped around her fingers.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So you can tell she's an archer of some description, so probably a ranger. And she comes in, and Lady Eloan looks up at her, and she says, Ara, we were not expecting you. Ara says, My lady, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I've come a long way, but I need to speak with you immediately. And Lady Eloan, she looks at the rest of you and she says, Very well. Let us dismiss for now. We shall come back to. In fact, she says, what is left of is of little importance. It can be dealt with in other more direct one-on-one meetings and other ways. So she dismisses the group and everyone to go about their business. That includes you.
Hmm.
So you guys are sort of sent back out of the main hall at least. Where do you go? What do you do?
Mm, barring any other responsibilities, I'm probably going and chopping firewood for the winter.
Fair enough. Okay. Lilyandyth. Gwendolyn comes
Yes.
towards you.
Well,
Gwendolyn's like, what do you think that was about?
I don't know. She sounded like she had something very urgent to discuss.
I know, but she came in here like she knew Lady Eloan. Do you know who she was? Who was that?
I don't know. I've never seen her.
It was quite remarkable. I've never seen anyone walk in and just talk to her like that. It's very strange anyway. Well, I suppose I've not been here for very long, so I'm not too surprised, I suppose. In any case, and I wanted to say also, I've took my book back to the library and it's been taken back in, and I didn't get into any real trouble over it, even though I did explain what happened. I was told that I would probably have had a slap on the wrist if Lady Eloan had, um, well, she didn't find out. She didn't need to, apparently. The librarian said I didn't need to tell her as long as the book was intact the way it is now. So thank you again.
You are welcome, and I'm glad things turned out for you.
Yes, Yes. Um, and then one of the other acolytes comes over to Gwendolyn and whispers in her ear something or other. In fact, you can hear what she says. She says, Lady Eloan wishes to speak to you, Gwendolyn. And she's like, what, me? Why me? What on earth would she want to talk to me for? She shrugs and she says, well, you better go and find out. So Gwendolyn runs off to go and find out. Meanwhile, Kyelum, you've gone out to chop some wood.
Mm.
And, yep,
Well, basically, it needs to be done,
it
and
needs to be done. Yeah,
I've kind of imagined it's just basically there's just a big stack of it, and he's just working his way through, and he doesn't have anything more pressing.
fair enough. Do you want to roll me a d20 for the weather?
Okay.
See if you can get a natural 20.
3.
Oh, damn.
Well, they're
Okay.
not going to be keeping the firewood. It's going to be at least sheltered where they're
That's
keeping the
true.
stuff.
That is
Like, it's
true.
probably blowing. It's probably, like, not very pleasant outside, but he's going to be at least out of the worst of it.
Well, yeah. I think with a 3, that suggests that there's quite a lot of wood, and not all of it is in the shelter. And one of the jobs is bringing the wood into the shelter,
Hmm. Okay.
especially now that the rain is coming.
Yeah.
Um, so it's even more pressing to get what is dry, keep it dry.
Hmm.
That kind of thing. So you're busy moving wood around and then chopping it and so on. You've got stuff to do.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right,
Basically, bring wood in, chop it until it gets cold, chop it to warm up, bring more wood in.
all right. So sometime later then, Lilyandyth, I don't know what you do immediately after that. Do you go to your room or do you do prayers or
She'll go do her prayers.
okay. All right. While you're doing your prayers, um, in fact, you finish your prayers, and just as you're finishing your prayers, you hear a tap at the door.
I'll go answer it.
It's Gwendolyn. Um, Lady Lilyandyth, Lady Eloan wishes to speak to you now. And I have to go and get Kyelum out of the rain. She wants to speak to him too.
Does she want to speak to both of us together?
Yes, I believe so. She has
And then
a
we'll go with you.
very well. All right, so she sort of goes storming off towards the exit, which you follow with her. Um, and Kyelum, you're busy doing your thing. When you look up, there's two ladies coming out into the rain through the weather in your direction.
He waves them back inside and then goes over to see them.
There's something about that moment that reminds me of the movie The Piano.
No.
Anyway,
Classic New Zealand movie.
yeah, a bit of Sam Neill.
Yep. Rest in
Um,
peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah,
Even though his character was a bit of a bastard.
yes. And he got his thumb chopped off, didn't he? Oh no, that was
Uh,
her that got her thumb chopped off. What am I talking
yeah,
about? He
yeah,
chopped her thumb off. It
yeah.
was the other way
Oh,
around.
how ouch.
Thumb or finger or something with
Yeah,
a
it's like
with an axe.
not pleasant.
Hmm. Um. Anyway, so these two come over towards you, and Gwendolyn says to you, Lilyandyth, perhaps you can just explain it then. You know Kylam better than I.
We have been asked to go see
Eloan.
Eloan. She has requested to see us.
Very well. I don't suppose you'd mind if I get changed first. I'm not exactly presentable right now. I don't know why the rain doesn't seem to bother me so much anymore.
It's
Yes,
because you're a
sir.
Tempest cleric.
He doesn't know that though. I'm playing into the role.
Yes. Yes. All right. So you go and get changed, and
Yeah, yep, into dry clothes, so I'm not dripping all over her nice clean floor.
fair. All right. Very good. So you turn up at her door, and one of the guards opens the door for you, one of the clerics, and you step in, and Lady Eloan looks up at you. I'm glad you came. She says, I would like to introduce you to Ara of the Moonbrook.
Hmm.
And you can make a history check.
Yeah. Hmm. 19.
19. What about you, Lilyandyth?
12.
Okay, you don't know anything about this particularly. But for whatever reason, Kyelum, you are aware that the Moonbrook tribe, they, hundreds of years ago, probably even thousands of years ago, spread out all over the world. And
Hmm.
so there's Moonbrooks all over the place. So she's, despite being a Moonbrook, she's still a wild elf or a wood elf,
Hmm.
but still brings the ways of her tribe with her, um, but not in her ancestral homeland.
Hmm. And he
Um,
just says quietly, "Ah, you're a Moonbook Ranger."
she looks up at you and she nods. She says, I was hoping that you and your companion here, she seems a little bit unsure how to refer to you, the pair of you. You're obviously some sort of team,
Hmm.
but um, she doesn't want to refer to you as companions so much. It sort of sounds romantic or something.
Hmm.
Um, but in any case, she says, there's a spot of trouble out of the. Oh, hang on. Let me just look at my map for a second. Um, come on, open. Beyond the Fogwater Crossing, there is a Wildwood Camp, druids. They've become incensed by the recent goings on with the Barachiel. They have been discussing taking matters into their own hands. They believe that there are traitors in the sea town, and they have been making plans to come here, and there's even been word of preparations for burning. I've managed to put them to rest for a short time. I'm not sure how long, but Lady Eloan here has told me that the two of you were instrumental to freeing many of the Barachiel prisoners and slaves that had been taken. I was hoping you would come with me out to the Wildwood Camp to talk to them, perhaps quell their fears and their concerns, help them understand that burning Seatown will bring them no good. Is this something that you can do for us?
Yes, we can do that. We
It
can
would
help
be,
you out.
I think it would be for the best. Otherwise, they'll come here and they will cause no end of trouble. You see, the municipality here and the Clavigers, the office of the key, will take issue, and I can only imagine the outcome. And you, Daughters of Twilight, she looks back at Eloan, will be forced into a very unfortunate position, stuck between them. But the druids trust the daughters enough to at least to listen. So that is why I said I would come and speak with you on their behalf. And I think if you can make the trip, it would do well for all, especially if you can convince them to take some other course of action. Very well, then. If you have agreed, then I suppose we shall wait till the morrow and then we shall march.
Very well.
Get some rest. Or, if you prefer, do as you will. This might be your last time in town for perhaps a week.
Hmm.
She nods, and Lady Aloan says, "Very well, thank you for coming, Lilyandyth. If you will once more keep our friend Kyelum entertained for the short term."
Yes, my lady.
She says, "And Kyelum, have you received your stipend for the week?"
Yes, my lady.
Of course. If you have any other questions or requirements, now is the best time. Otherwise, speak with Madam Solaris.
Of course.
Very well. All right, so you guys are sort of ushered back out again, and back out in the hallway you are. And Lady Gwendolyn is waiting for you, and she's sort of like waiting for you to tell her something. She's sort of, you can see her ears are perked up. She doesn't want to say anything, but you can tell that she wants the gossip.
Gwendolyn, will you prepare for us a trip, about a week's worth of supplies
A trip? Are we
for
going on a trip?
a trip?
Are we going on
Yes,
ship, or by foot, or by horse, or by wagon?
by horse? Kaylin, by horse?
Hmm. A wagon might
Hmm,
not be a terrible idea for transporting supplies.
yeah.
A week, you say? That's quite a long trip. Is it a week there and a week back, or is it a week both ways?
I read it as a week in total. Are you familiar with the Wildwood Camp?
Wildwood Camp? No, I've never heard of that. It
Hmm.
it sounds like a thing, though, doesn't it? The Wildwood Camp.
Why
Imagine
don't
it.
why don't we go and have a look at some maps, see if we can find it?
That's a good idea. All right. So you guys can go and make. We're going to make a research check, aka investigation.
Okay. I do have proficiency with cartographer's tools, so that's is
Excellent.
another +2 on top of this. I literally have nothing with the right mod, so I'm just gonna add roll and add +2.
All right.
So it's a +2 is a 14.
14. And
And who's
Lilyanth with an
double?
investigation.
Rolled it twice.
It's doing the twice thing again.
What was the first one? So a 10.
10.
10. Eh, there's no obvious location called Wildwood Camp on any map that you were able to find of the regions around Ariad Seatown. Um, or then you sort of widen your search a bit more broadly across the maps of Ariad, the island, and still no real indication of a Wildwood Camp. Um, there is, however, a researcher, one of the daughters here, who looks up at you. Hang on. Do, do, do. Just getting myself a Daughter of Twilight name. Uh, uh, um. Do, 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 do. Hmm. All right, we'll just go with Skylar for now. Um, all right, so Skylar Ariasis um, happens to be so she A relation of yours? Or a relation
Question
of
is, does she know who
caravans?
she is? Well, remember I said that Kylam is Caravan's cousin, so
That's right. Right, but it's a little bit like Smith amongst elves, you know.
yeah, true.
You're not like first cousins or anything.
Oh, yeah,
There's only 22 family lines altogether, and that includes sea elves and wood elves and fucking drow elves, the whole lot. So yeah. Um, okay, but still, you're vaguely related. Um, and she comes over to you and she says, "Are you looking for something, dear?"
I just kind of nudged Lily with my foot.
Yes.
How can I help?
We're looking for this camp, Woodland Camp,
The Wildwood Camp, I believe.
Wildwood Camp, sorry.
Wildwood Camp. Well, you won't find a Wildwood Camp. I don't believe there is such a thing. However, there are stories of Wildwood camps, and I say that plural, and they somewhat move around a bit. Druids, you
Ah,
know, they're not really ever in one place, kind of like communities always moving about in the wilds. So I can't say you're likely to find a single wildwood camp somewhere. You, is there any more context to this that perhaps I can help you with?
that I don't know that we have any more context, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we were just trying to figure out if we should go by horseback, wagon.
Oh, I see. You're traveling to this camp then, are you?
Yes.
She looks at you a little quizzically for a moment and she says, "But if you don't know where it is, how will you get there?"
We have a guide at least, but they're
Ah,
indisposed at the moment, so we can't. Difficult for us to question them.
of course, of course. Hmm. Perhaps I can assist you. Is there someone in particular you need to speak with? You're
Uh,
looking
d-
to make preparations for a journey to a place that seems non-existent. It feels that you are left at a disadvantage, and perhaps I can assist.
I didn't catch her name, but the ranger that came in earlier.
Oh, Ara. Yes, of course. Let me see if I can help you. And she turns to Lilyandyth and she says, "Don't let him touch anything here."
That had me copy maps.
Well, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. All right. So she goes off, and a few minutes later she returns with Ara,
Hmm.
the Moonbrook Ranger. And Ara steps into the room, leans against the door after Skylar comes in. "I suppose you're looking for some information about where we're going."
Yes.
Wildwood camps. Yes. Well, we'll be traveling up through the Blackreed Mire. I know a path up there. It'll get us there the most quickly. We'll need to be very careful, though. That's why we won't be taking a wagon. A wagon would sink where we're going. You're going to need to be light on your feet. You could bring a horse, but I would choose the right horse. Not just any horse. Definitely not a draft horse. Something that can jump. Something that you can jump. Do you have a horse like that?
Sure, we have plenty of horse like that in the stables.
Well, I hope so. Then we'll get to Fogwater Crossing. We'll head north there. We're going to ford a river beyond that into the forest. And then we'll be seeking out the current location of the Wildwood Camp. I hope that helps. Do you have any other questions?
So thank you, my lady. Do you have any questions? Kyelum?
No, I believe that should cover it. We'll have to travel light then.
Best that you do. I shouldn't want to have to pull you out of quicksand.
I shouldn't want to have to be pulled out of quicksand.
Bring a rope.
I'll bring two.
Best you do. She turns and begins to walk off. Skylar closes the door and she's like, she's quite abrupt, isn't she?
I don't know. I like her.
She does have a sort of je ne sais quoi about her, but she says that in Elven instead of French. It's the Elven version.
She's direct. I like it.
Yes, I could see how that might be attractive to some. She wrinkles her nose very slightly. It's almost cute. All right. So, having done with the map room, I assume, unless you have any other business here that I haven't thought of.
No, as long as we've got an idea of how to pack. Going to ditch the wagon idea.
Okay. So, what are you going to take?
Well, we're traveling with a ranger, so I'm going to assume that we can probably forage or buy a certain amount of supplies as we go, so we can travel light and quickly. So the main thing is going to be camping gear, maybe a limited amount of fodder for the horses, food, and water skins, just in case we can't resupply. Can't assume that we're going to have supplies available.
Right.
And
fair enough.
And 2 ropes.
And 2 ropes. Yes.
Rope for you and a rope for me.
Oh no, he's bringing 2 ropes for himself. You can bring a rope as well.
Yeah, I'll bring a rope. Gwendolyn, bring a rope. In other words, everybody has a rope.
All right then. Right. So you go to sleep. I assume you get as much together as you can before you go to bed and or trance, whatever it is you're going to do. Some rest at the very least. And the next morning, upon the rising of the first sun, you hear the bells going down in the city. You rise, you do your prayers, I suppose. You get ready. Does Kyelum do any prayers, or is he still not hasn't been indoctrinated that deeply yet?
I think he's got like certain I think sailors have their own prayers. It's like I think it's a lot less formal than like with the Daughters of Twilight stuff.
Right. Yeah.
I
The Daughters of Twilight's prayers almost bordering on arcane magic.
Yeah, like I think it's a very practical sort of prayer. It's kind of like almost woven into shipboard life.
Right. Right. It's like tying knots and rolling
Hmm.
up ropes and things and
Yeah. So
stuff like that.
basically, so he just does it as he's moving around, gathering things, doing his final checks on everything.
Humming a sailor's song,
Probably something like
perhaps.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not good at performance, so probably not humming it very well, but he's
That
doing it.
does, it's not about singing it well, it's about authenticity, right?
I know. I was just saying.
When it comes to all right, so you get your shit together in the morning, and our well, actually, Gwendolyn turns up at your doors, and she's like, "I have the horses. I found the lightest horses I could for the journey. And I was told that yes, they could jump, because that's what the ranger said. Yes, we needed horses that
Yes.
could jump. Um, but I have to tell you something. I've never jumped a horse particularly very far. I mean, we did a little bit of that sort of thing at Vane Gate Temple, but um, in Solanor, but it was always in the, around the yard over logs and things, and it was only ever about this high. I hope we don't have to do anything too hard because I'm a little bit scared of horses.
You'll be all right, Liliana. You'll be all right. As long as you don't show fear, the horses will guide you.
Do you want to make a Gwendolyn handling check? I mean a persuasion check, an acolyte handling check.
See, so, oh man, you can do the devil again.
Of course, it's going to do it. It doesn't matter as long as we just choose the first one.
Oh, it didn't. Oh, no, not very well.
Not very
10.
well. 10. She doesn't look convinced, but she swallows her fear for the sake of the mission and for the sake of her position and for your sake too. And you can see her kind of swallowing. And yes, madam, of course, my lady. And she goes off and finishes her tasks, and she brings the horses around to the front yard and stands there with them in the drizzle, holding their reins. And Ara comes kind of riding expertly around the front of the temple on her horse with her bow slung across her back, a spear in hand, and sword at her side. She's got a couple of swords actually in the scabbard, like in the saddle itself. The saddle has got scabbards built into it. Um, and she stops in front of you and she says, "So you're prepared then?
Yes.
This is your last chance to purchase any supplies before we leave. I can meet you at the gate in half a bell, if you will."
Is there anything specific that we would need?
Well, did you bring rope, as I suggested?
Yes. Yes.
She says, she looks at your horse's shoes and so on. And she sort of nods. Yes. She looks at your saddles and she's like, you could adjust this a little. And she does some fucking with your horse's reins and saddlery, etc., etc. Clearly she knows a lot about this shit. Either that or she's showing off. You don't know. It's hard to say. You can do an insight check.
Hmm.
What'd you get?
11.
11? Yeah, you can't tell. You also got an 11. Wow. Okay. So you have no idea. I can roll for Gwendolyn if you like. Um, I'll give her a roll. Gwendolyn. She has even less idea. Gwendolyn's impressed though. Um, Gwendolyn says, well, do we need torches or oil or any food. What do you think? Anything like that? Um, I brought some food supplies, but it's elven bread, so it's going to be dry, but it will keep us. And Ara nods. She says that will be good enough. We can find some food along the way. Do you have warm clothes, heavy cloaks in that bag of yours? You might need spare ones. You're liable to get wet. I wouldn't want you to catch a cold.
Of course not.
She shrugs. But you're clerics. You can heal them, I'm sure. Very well. If there's nothing else, let us depart. And so she turns and begins to ride. She doesn't go slowly either. She fucks off at quite a pace towards the gate. She doesn't mess around. So you guys can make animal handling checks. Unless you just want to take it slowly. Wow, that's a good check.
Right, Kylem's keeping up with her.
Yeah, he is. So are you. Right. Yeah. All right, great work. Okay, so she's impressed with you two so far. All right, so you get out of town and you start riding up through the mountain pass to get out of here, and up on your left as you're heading out, when she slows down a little bit as you're going past some groves of trees on the left. She sort of slows down so that she's back in line with where you guys are. And she says, I understand you had a hand in destroying those Barachiel.
It needed to be done.
Good work. Good work. I only regret I wasn't here to help. Pity about that, but I'm glad someone competent was here for it. And she looks back at this pair of you and sort of turns on her horses. And Gwendolyn's like 600 feet behind you at this point. She's still trying to get her horse to go in a straight line. And you guys are hanging out as a little pack at this point. And she looks over at Gwendolyn and she says, it looks like your acolyte needs some help. I can give her some instruction later if you like.
If you like to. Meanwhile, if you excuse me, I'll go get her and hurry her along.
Before you do, there's something I wanted to mention. This place here on the left, and she points through the trees. Can you make history checks before I continue with that?
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
I got 11.
You did better than me.
Hold the line, hold the line, hold the line. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling for my thing. Right. Through the trees, you can make out there is this bit of white stone there. Now, you got an 11 and you got a 9. Is that right? For your history checks. She says, do you know what that is?
I'm not familiar with that.
This is an ancient place called Thrunhenge. I bring it up for 2 reasons. One is that it has great significance to it. Almost everyone on this island. I can understand that as being an attaché of the Daughters of Twilight, you might not have had to deal with it yet, but soon you will. You see, that place there is considered like a holy ground for almost everyone. A sort of neutral spot where communications and conclaves occur. When we get to where we're going, to the Wildwood village, or however you wish to see it, camp, we're going to try and convince the druids that this is the place that we want them to come to for conclave with the elders from the city. Thrunhenge has been used for as long as anyone can remember for such things. And you can make a perception check if you wish. 23. $13, not too bad either. So through the trees, you can make out some sort of smashed stubs of some ancient Ostorian pillars set in a circle, almost like an amphitheater. It's overgrown with trees and mud and branches and vines and things at this point, but you can make out in the early morning light, this broken, dappled sunlight, that this place is quite magical. Some say it's a portal. I don't believe that.
I wouldn't know. I couldn't say. I haven't seen a portal before.
Stories of people heading into the Feywild in this place.
Well, there's certainly hags around, so must be some way of getting there.
There's an old story. There's a coven of hags on this island.
We've encountered a few of them, so.
Have you?
One
We'll
of
be
them
going
looked to
through the
be.
territory of one of them soon enough.
Does this one have a name?
Yes, well, of a sort. They call her at a game. Hold on. Uh, 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 uh. They call her Mother Mireglass.
Hmm. Well, we were able to reason with the Mother of Thorns. As long as we don't piss her this one off or have something she wants, I suspect we might be okay.
I hope so. I hope so, for all of our sakes. In any case, I've told you what I know about this Thrunhenge. Keep that in mind when you have to speak to the elders.
Very well.
All right, so you continue to ride on, and you ride and you ride and you ride all day, and you probably stop for a couple of breaks at some point, and you discover that Ara carries an old black kettle, which she makes tea with, and offers you tea, and it's like green elven tea. And she pours it out, and you have these little breaks as you go along. And what's her name?
Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn. Yeah, Gwendolyn. Thank you. It was on the tip of my tongue, and I was like, couldn't quite get there. Yeah, Gwendolyn's quite enamored by the whole scenario so far, but as the journey goes on, you will discover that she becomes less enamored with the having wet boots and so forth. And so you continue up along what becomes known as the Old Shepherd's Track. And you head through some valleys, and you see in the distance this rising smoke of some communities out in those ways. And at this point, you're still in kind of, somewhat civilized on an actual road so far. Um, and eventually you get to another town, or really, I guess it's a village. And you don't even stop to sort of say hello or go to the tavern or anything. Ara just sort of pushes you through until you get to a place where there are these old broken standing stones, and you're on the top of a hill looking down into um, another valley, a really long river valley. And you can see mist sort of hanging low in the valley down there, and you can see trees on the far side, and you can see old, um, twisted, gnarly branches sticking out through the mist. And she says, "That's Fogwater Crossing down there. If we can get past here, there's the Black Reed Mire. Everything in this valley is in the purview of Mother Mireglass. So be careful. That's all I can say."
Very well.
All right, so you start riding down into the valley. And as you get further down, gonna get you guys to roll an initiative check just in case.
Uh,
Uh,
Now, 3.
Three.
A
That's
3.
that is amazing. What a
Yeah, it's
what a
awesome, huh?
what a stunning roll. You must be very pleased.
oh, she likes going last.
Yeah, it can be quite useful, actually, to be fair. Not always, but sometimes, especially if you're a healer. It's probably more useful if you're a healer to be last in some ways.
That's one good thing about the new alert feat, that the updated version, because it lets you swap with somebody willing. Initiative, I mean.
Right,
So it's like if
right,
you want to go last, you can basically, and if you roll high, you can give somebody else your high roll on initiative, and you get to choose out of like if you've got like if you're in a party of four, you can let's say let the wizard go first, so he can drop his big AOE spell before everybody moves.
right.
Or if you want to go last, you can swap with whoever's last, so they can go first.
Huh. Hold on, I'm just looking for what's her face, Ara, for a stat block for her.
Hmm.
Um, I was going to use a scout, but I've decided that scouts are a bit poxy, so I'm going to use something else. Got a better idea. Okay, for now that will do. Um, du- 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 and I'll get a perception check as well.
Maybe these dice like me.
Mhm. All right. What did you roll for your perceptions?
15.
15,
18.
18. Okay. 1 moment. Add two. So you notice that in the air there is a stench that seems to be sort of drifting in the mist. This very unpleasant smell. Um, It's really quite putrid, quite rancid, whatever it is. And Ara sort of starts looking around. That's not a good sign.
Hmm.
She says, I've heard stories. I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard stories of a beast that lurks in these woods through here. Something horrid. And they've mentioned the stink. I honestly didn't believe them. We're going to need to be careful if it's true. God, I hope it's not. This thing could be quite a challenge.
Very well.
You ever heard of the Catoblepas?
Have we? What check would we make?
Probably history.
Any intelligence check is the same mod for me, so
No,
eight.
apparently.
No
Not
idea.
you. I guess
Can't
it's
say I
not a
have.
sea creature.
Hmm.
And a six
No
for
for me.
Lilyandyth. Not for you either. Okay, very good. All right. Let me I'm just detailing a few little bits and pieces on a map. Um, what do I want? Does this have a fill? I'm trying to draw some water, you see, so. Oh, that's bad. Oh, man. Why are you doing that? Why are you undoing all the things I did beforehand, you fucker? That's not cool. Why would you do that? I drew a bunch of trees, and then when I tried to undo the water, it deleted the trees and left the water that was what I wanted to undo. Fuck! Stupid. Let me try again. Brush.
No, no.
All right. That's going to have to do. Um, and you guys can come over here. So you're moving through some trees, and the ground itself has become quite muddy. Um, Everything is practically difficult terrain. You are on horses, so there's that. So you can move up to 60 feet technically, but not really, not here.
30 feet if it's horses on difficult terrain, I think.
Yeah. So you're moving quite slowly, and the stench is starting to kind of get to you, and Ara's covered her face with a scarf. Um, I might get a con save.
Nope.
No? Oh dear.
9.
Okay.
Okay, my turn. Let's see. F Tensei.
Let's have you
I'm a
in
note too.
put you in order. I guess you guys are something like this, moving through the trees.
God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, and the stench. I'm not going to say it puts you at disadvantage or poisons you or anything, but it's it definitely has your attention, and it's you want to get away from it. Um, and as you're coming through here, is this the order that you're in?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, you good with that, Lily?
Yeah, Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that'll
All
work.
right. Okay. Well, all of a sudden, out of the mire, um, you can make a perception check, actually. Oh, very good.
13.
22.
13 and a 22. You notice bubbles coming up out of some of the wet mud. There's like a mound, and the mud sort of rocks from side to side suddenly, and these bubbles kind of fart out of the side of it. And the stench comes out at you, and it's nasty as fuck. Then this tail rises up out of the water behind it. This wet, long, furry thing with what looks to you like a massive black mace on the end of it. At that point, the whole thing stands up and it looks like this. So I'm going to pull that up in over here as well.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah, it's real cute until you notice that its stomach is a mouth.
Oh.
And it turns to look at you, and its eyes open, and it starts moving towards you with hunger in its eyes. Now we are in initiative. Kyelum, it is your turn.
Where is this thing on the map?
Oh, that's a great question. It's right here.
Hmm.
Front of me.
This thing looks horrible and smells worse.
Mm.
So he's just going to go straight for the. Actually, no. He has an idea, but the problem is most of the stuff he can do is going to probably spook the horses, which he doesn't want to do.
Ara also shouts out, "Don't look it in the eyes!"
Yeah. Hmm. Geez, what can I do? Um. Guess I'm just gonna like.
The fuck is guard for? What the fuck is that?
I assumed that was what's
Oh,
her name?
right, that makes sense, but I didn't do that. This is spooky. Okay,
I wonder if
let's
it's a guard left from a previous encounter.
right, I think it is. Um,
I think Kylam would have grabbed a few javelins before we left, so he's just going to
ooh, okay. Yeah,
like not looking at it, so it'd be disadvantaged, but he is going to hef a javelin at this thing.
okay.
Ooh, he is going to have to move up, so he's going to move up 10 feet next to Lily, so he's in range,
Yeah,
and he's going to throw a javelin at disadvantage.
okay. I'm just gonna swap this stat block for this one too for what's her name? Um,
Well, that's a 7, so it doesn't even go close. And that's my
okay.
turn.
That's your turn. All right. The creature swings its tail at Ara. Um, and hits her, smacking into her for quite a big hit. 23 points of damage. Woof. Ara. Right, she is going to make a strength check to see if she comes off her horse, I think. No, she's good. All right, but her horse kind of gets staggered sideways as the tail bludgeons her like that. Um, Now, who's anyone within 10 feet of this creature at this point? No. Okay, good. All right. Ara is going to attack back with her longbow. Probably no, probably short swords. First attack misses. Oh my god! So the creature knocks one of her swords out of her hand, and it goes flying into the mud. Fortunately, she has an array of swords in her saddle, as I mentioned earlier. And Lilyandyth, it's your turn.
Okay. Use her short bow. She'll pull out the short bow.
Short bow.
And fire it. Fire. Roll the hit.
Roll to hit.
See if he'll do double. Yeah, I'll do double again.
12. 12 does not hit.
I don't think so.
All right. Do you have any other attacks, actions, bonus actions? Bloody bloody blah? No. Okay. What about movement? Are you going to stay where you are?
I'm gonna back up about 10 feet.
Okay. So we'll move you back 10 feet odd to about there.
Yeah.
All right. Kyelum.
Ooh. Just gonna have another javelin at disadvantage.
Okay. Well, that hits.
Okay. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. Very good. You do 8 points of damage, and the creature is going to. Are you within 30 feet?
I am.
You are. Okay, you're exactly 30 feet. So you're going to make a con save.
Okay.
Oh dear.
4.
I may.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Ouch. I make one too?
No, just Calum. Calum, you may be unconscious. I don't know. How many hit points do you have?
31.
So you just took 39 points of damage from the creature's necrotic death ray.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Well, yep, I'm down.
So you probably fall off your horse at that point. What's her face? Ara is going to fire some arrows at it this time. First attack is a miss. Second
I guess
attack,
not looking at it didn't help.
no.
No.
An 8 didn't hit. Okay, so Lilyandyth, it's your turn.
I cast healing word on Kylo.
Fucking clerics.
Would you rather have us make new characters?
No. This is why I gave you a Catoblepas, so I knew you could handle it.
Healing
All right.
word.
Healing word. It could be patchy, though.
Let's hope for the best.
6. All right. Very good. So you've been healed for 6. Do you have any other actions, bonus actions, movement, flavor, dialogue?
That was her bonus action, so she still got her action.
Right.
Oh, I'm still shooting with a bow and on my short.
All right. Go on.
On my midget. It's a thingamajigger today.
Can you use a longbow? Would you have a longbow by now?
She could have had. She did say she was going to
Because
get a
we
longbow.
we did talk about that, didn't we? So you should have a longbow now rather than a short bow, because short bows do less damage and
It
smaller range.
Yeah, the range is the main thing. The damage on average is about 1 point more. Anyway,
Well, I don't have one yet. I didn't add it to the inventory.
Well, all right. Well, we'll say that you have one, but just for this one round, just
yeah,
do
just roll
what you've
your
got.
short bow damage.
Come on. I don't want the date. I want actions. Thank you. Roll the hit short bow. 18.
18 hits.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
2 points of damage.
All right. I'm going to add some damage because it's really a longbow masquerading as a short bow. All right, Lilyandyth, that's your turn, yeah?
Yep.
You've done a healing word and you've done a firing of an arrow and you've hit, so that's good. Kyelum, you come to and you're sort of sliding off your saddle.
Mm.
And you're like, what the hell was all that about? And you feel terrible. And that stench is in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
I should.
thinking like,
What the hell? Sorry, no, I need to add what's her face to the combat tracker. Why is she not in there?
Gwendolyn?
Yeah.
Longbow.
She should have had a turn, at least one turn by now.
She could have been catching up.
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense.
Okay, well, the first thing I'm going to do is heal myself with Healing Word.
All right.
And that was a terrible roll, but it's more hit points than I had. Right, and averting my eyes does not seem to have made much difference. So I'm just going to climb back to my feet and have another javelin at it.
All right. Hit a javelin.
17.
That hits.
6 points of damage.
Okay, very good. Any movement?
I used half my movement to stand up, and I'm thinking he's just like.
You're on a
standing next to
horse.
her.
You don't.
No,
you
I'm
don't
not
need
on
to...
a horse. I was on a horse.
Well, I was saying that you were sliding off your saddle. You didn't fall off.
Okay. In that case, yeah, then I'm still on the horse. No, I'm where I want to be.
Okay, cool. All right, so the creature, it's going to move 10, 25, 30 feet to here. And it's going to do a tail attack on Lily.
Boy.
That's 18 to hit?
Nope.
No. Okay, well done. All right, so it misses you. Ara's going to take some shots with a longbow. First shot. Oh, fuck, that's... She gets to use her archer's eye. Oh my god, that fails. Second shot. 14 hits. Okay, well done. Alright, so she hits once. Oh, she does minimal damage, but she can add her archer's eye to add 4 to that, so she does... Okay. Lilyandyth, it's your turn.
Can I do my channel divinity?
Yes, you can.
Well,
And-
I'll do that.
Ara's going to ride her horse back to the tree as well, and she says, use cover!
That's me you moved.
Oh, that was you. Fuck, what am I talking about? I'm asleep. Um, yeah, she can get to 30 feet on her horse.
They'll give you. Let me roll it.
Hang on.
Oh,
Basically, it's when the creature you get it at the end of your turn, not when you use it. So you get temporary hit points when you end your turn. It's not instant.
I'm going to add
Oh,
another
okay.
optional rule for this scenario because it's mud and difficult terrain and you're on horseback. If you want to make an animal handling check and you pass it, you can move an extra 15 feet. If you fail it, you may fall off your horse with a dexterity saving throw,
Hmm.
just in case. All right, so Lilyandyth, did you take your turn?
No, I'm getting. I equipped the longbow now.
Okay, cool.
Oh, so you're not going to channel divinity?
Yeah, I was channel divinity. Is
Okay,
that
so
Action.
an action?
that's a full action.
Okay.
All
So
right,
you
so
have to
channel
decide what.
divinity. And what are you going to do with channel divinity? Is that a healing thing, or what are you doing with that? Everybody's got a different channel
Uh,
divinity, so I don't know what yours does.
30-foot light with the radius. I am doing the temporary hit points.
Okay, and
So,
that's
that applies at the end of each creature of your choice's turn. So we get temporary
okay.
hit points at the end of our turn.
So you'll get it. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So who will? Is it in a line? Did you say
it's a
or
30-foot radius.
radius?
Radius.
Radius. Okay.
It's also filled with dim light.
Okay. Cool. With dim light. Nice. Okay. Cool. All right. Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn.
Oh, so
Gwendolyn.
you get the roll your temporary hit points, Christina. 1d6 plus 4.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
4. I'll just add it here.
Yeah. Remember, that's temporary hit points, not permanent hit points.
Gwendolyn rides up next to you, Kyelum, and she casts um, Cure Wounds on you
Hmm.
to give you 7 hit points.
Nice. I am now no longer bloodied.
All right, that's her action and her movement. So that's her. Kyelum, it's your turn.
Okay. This thing.
Temporary.
Oh, she gets temporary hit points as well. So you got to roll. You got to roll
All
each
right.
time, Christina.
What is? Okay, cool.
So you.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
1.
So it's
Oh,
5.
okay, 5.
Five temporary hit
5.
points.
All right. There's nowhere for me to write that on her character sheet, so I'll just have to remember that.
Yeah.
All right, Kylam, you are next.
He is not happy about this creature. And it's already attacking us. So, he basically is just going to lean over and try and whack it with his warhammer with booming blade.
Booming blade. All right.
11. I suspect that doesn't hit.
Does not hit.
Okay.
Okay, it parries your weapon with its horn. I think it sort of just flicks it off, uses its face as armor.
Yeah, I think I just can't line into solid hit on this thing. Okay. That's me. Although I do get temporary hit points when I end my turn.
Okay, very good. I'm gonna see if my death ray's recharged. It has not. So
Okay,
therefore, I'm gonna clobber you with my tail.
2 plus 4, 6.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Sorry about this.
Uh-oh. Many of us are going down.
Kyelum, are you unconscious again?
You haven't told me the damage yet.
Oh, 36.
Yeah, I'm down again.
This time I think he knocks you off your horse
Hmm.
into the mud.
Yep.
Um, all
I imagine
right.
the horse runs away.
Yeah, the horse would probably go for a run. That's probably true. Um, all right. Ara is going to start firing arrows again. Her first shot is a 13, but she can pump that up slightly. Okay, that hits. She does 9. Okay, second attack. Misses. Lilyandyth, it's your turn.
Seeing that he's down again. Do healing word.
All right.
Five.
Oh, thanks.
You're
All right.
welcome.
And your action?
My action is how close is he to me now?
Oh, the creature is like 10 feet away, actually.
Is that too close for a longbow?
It's not too close for a longbow. 5 feet is too close for a longbow.
Okay.
But it is close enough that you can smell him and you have to make a con save.
I wondered if that was gonna happen. Go away, Bull. Go away. Come on. Abilities, make a con save. Let's see how well this is gonna go. 17.
17. Okay, you are not feeling ill. You are not at disadvantage. All right. So you still have your action, I believe.
Wasted. Oh, wrong one.
Longbow?
Actions. Longbow. Longbow. Roll to hit. Nope. 3.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Not
Four
one.
stumbles.
Technically a nat 1. I'm not going to penalize you this time. Seems dangerous. Lilyandyth is going to cast Cure Wounds on you again. Not Lilyandyth, what am I saying? Gwendolyn. Yeah.
Gwendolyn.
Cure Wounds is a D8, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so that's 6 hit points.
Nice.
And she says, try to stay up this time. It's your turn.
Yep. Oh, Christina, you get to roll your temporary hit points each time, and if it's higher, you can replace it.
Okay.
Nice.
So basically, whenever temporary hit points don't stack, but if you have temporary hit points and you get temporary hit points, you get to choose which to use.
So you could have more.
So if it's higher, you can choose the higher one.
Right.
Kyelum just gets up, grabs his warhammer again, and he is gonna try and hit this thing again.
All right.
Actually,
So, yeah.
you know what? He's already off his horse, so he's not so worried about scaring it. Probably not going to be so great for the other horses, but
Are you within 10 feet of the creature?
he is within 10 feet.
You're starting your turn within 10 feet, you make a con save.
Does a 14 pass?
It does not.
Okay.
So disadvantage. Poison condition.
Okay. He's just gonna thunder wave this thing.
Fair.
Can I get a
Yeah.
con save from the creature? And he is going to channel divinity, so it's automatic. It's
It
automatic max
fails.
damage. Okay, cool. So it takes 24 damage, and it's pushed back 10 feet.
24 damage, push back. Minus 24. All right. 10 feet. Come here. 10 feet to there. All right. Very good. So he's no longer in your space, giving you gaseous nasties. Excellent. So that's your turn?
Yep, I don't have any bonus actions I can use.
Do you get temporary hit points?
I do get temporary hit points.
I just rolled them.
Yep,
7.
I saw that. Thank you, Christina.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
So the Catoblepas. Fuck, Death Ray recharges. He's going to turn it on Lilyandyth. Lilyandyth, you are within 30 feet. You're making a DC 16 Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution. I might
Yep.
get up there. Abilities and saves. Constitution. All right. 10.
Oof. Okay. If you fail by 5 or more.
What's the damage?
Okay, so wait a minute. I said DC 16. It says if the saving throw fails by 5 or more, the target takes instead 64 necrotic damage. It says the target dies if reduced to 0 hit points by this ray.
Technically, I should be dead then as well.
I'm dead.
We're both dead.
We're all dead.
You're all dead?
We're both dead because we're both reduced to 0 by the death ray. It's a death ray. It kills you.
That's true.
It killed us.
So sometime later, you are drifting in undeath for a while in Sheol, whatever you want to think of as your character's place that they go when they're undead in the Shadowfell. I'm sort of thinking a dark, misty sort of realm. And you find yourselves waking up. Your faces are bound.
Why do I hurt if I'm dead?
It does hurt. Everything hurts. At this point, you potentially have feels like about 1 hit point.
Mm.
You can smell some sort of brew, some sort of food cooking, and you can hear bubbling noises and fire. You can hear rain.
Even though it hurts, I think Kyelum just hauls himself up into a sitting position.
Okay. So yeah, you all right, yep, you sit up. You're
Ow.
Everything is bound up and you can't really talk. You're mummified.
And he's kind of looking around.
Make a perception check.
I'm gonna give myself disadvantage on this because I think
you can't see anything.
Yeah.
Because your eyes are bandaged.
Yeah. Well, still 18, an 18 at disadvantage.
Yeah, yeah. What about you there?
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
17.
17. All right. You hear a voice. Shall I unbind them, mistress? Yes. You feel something kind of wriggle up next to you. And you hear something cutting, and you feel tugging and you feel like something's cutting through the bindings. And who wants to be first?
Well, Kyle's already sitting up, so it probably makes sense to do him.
All right, Kyle, you're sitting up. You find yourself staring into the face of this nasty little man with a red cap and a large sickle in his hand, who's just cut through your bindings with it. And he's wearing big black steel boots with knobs on. Yeah. Welcome back. You look past him and you see that you're inside of some sort of cottage. Cottage being a very generous term for what this place is. He lets you go, and you can make a strength save to see if you can maintain sitting up. Very good, you
19.
can. Very good. He shuffles
Ow.
over to Lilyandyth, and Lilyandyth, you feel something cutting through your bindings. And it splits open, and bindings fall away. And you see yourself, you see that you're in this dimly lit cottage. You can hear flame, and you can feel the slightest amount of heat coming from over to one side, and there's like a big metal oven. This little man is standing in front of you. They're awake, mistress. They're awake.
I'm trying to sit up.
All right, you can make a strength save.
Thank you, whoever you are.
He thanked me. Thank me later. Thank me
Not
again.
quite there yet. A 5.
5. Yeah, you're still finding that the energy has been sapped from you. You're barely alive at this point. You can make perception checks.
I haven't felt this bad since I got knocked off that ship.
14.
14. Okay. All right. Yeah, Kyelum. Kyelum, you notice that Ara is just across from you, and she's still out cold by the looks of it. She hasn't moved yet. But the red cap walks over to her and sort of gives her tests to see if she's awake.
Nothing yet, mistress. Nothing yet. Soon, I'm sure of it.
The other thing that you notice, Lilyandyth, is you can see this shadow on the wall being cast from behind you. And it looks like some hunched figure with a tall, pointy hat.
Nudge. Try to move a little bit.
All right, you can make
Give
another strength save.
Caleb's attention to the shadow.
I don't believe I've seen one of your kind before. What?
My kind?
I don't.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you don't look like any gnome or halfling I've ever seen.
No. True. That is truth. Not a gnome, not a halfling. Something else.
That sickle and those boots look rather nasty. I shouldn't want to offend you.
No. Best you don't. Doesn't want to offend me, mistress.
Well, I think a gust of wind could knock me over at this point, so you would have an easy time of it if you felt like it.
Gust of wind. Yes. But not yet. Not now. Mother of my boss wishes to speak with you.
Then it seems that we owe her our gratitude, then.
You may probably look around at this point. And you see this figure sitting on this rocking chair behind you. This old haggard woman. She's got this kind of pointy hat with a buckle around the front of it. Kind of like a classic witch, but it's all very much more real than you ever expected. There's a fire next to her which is casting her shadow across the room, much bigger almost, you know what, you can make an Arcana check.
No idea.
You're
I think
feeling
his
too
eyes
crap
are,
to put
yeah,
all
his
this
eyes are
together,
still
yeah.
a bit blurry.
My sister Maribel. You took her from me, from our coven. You owe me.
I'm sorry, who was your sister?
Maribel. You met her in a cave.
Oh. I do
Took
apologize.
her life.
We were simply trying to retrieve that poor girl.
That poor girl was nothing. Mirabelle was nearly 800 years old. All of that life, all of that experience gone. For what? A little girl? Worth nothing.
If we could have negotiated with her, I'm sure we could have come to some arrangement. We were able to end things amicably with the Mother of Thorns.
No, that was you.
The village broke their agreement. We were able to set things right to her satisfaction.
Who's your friend?
She looks over at Lilyandyth.
That's Lady Lily. She is a cleric.
I see that. You both smell like clerics to me. Divine magic everywhere.
Well then, how do we make this right with you?
There is a seat at our table, now empty. A seat that must be filled. Child. A girl. Must take her place. You will bring me a firstborn girl. You may have 1 year and 1 day. When it is done, then you will be released of this compact. Until then, you owe me your life, and I can take it from you at any time.
It seems you've already given my life back to me.
Yes. Yes. Hence the compact.
It seems I don't have a choice.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? Well, what do you have to say for yourselves then?
I am dreadfully sorry to you for the loss that our actions have caused you.
Good. Good. Well then, in that case, why don't we have some brew? Then you should be on your way. I shouldn't keep you. You have much to do.
And the red cap comes and brings you each a bowl of something. Looks like broth. Smells like broth. It restores you. It's very regenerative. It's like a long rest.
Thanks. I take your meaning. I am grateful for your assistance. Is there anything else in the area that is bothering you while we're here? any of those filthy wizards.
Oh. With that, we have an agreement. They are filthy, and they have no right to put their hands on our people. Keep them at bay. Earn yourselves a little more time.
We will do our best. We have already retrieved some of the people they were trying to steal.
I've heard much. But
I have a
Maribel,
question.
a question.
How old is this child must be?
Firstborn. But a child nonetheless. Girl. Human.
I assume that there would be some benefits for that child as well. You clearly have powerful magic.
Benefits? Oh yes. She would take a seat at our table. She would become one of us. My daughter, if you will.
There will always be those who have a desire for magic who are not born with the talent. I am quite certain that we can find someone who would be quite willing to become your daughter.
Born with the talent is even better.
But not everyone has access to the education required. So.
Oh yes. True. True. Yes. Well then, drink up.
And so, you have this somewhat hallucinogenic trip from the brew that you ingest after that. And eventually, you find yourselves waking up again on the side of the road, on the other side of the forest, near the edge of the forest. There are some mushrooms nearby. And Ara sits up. My God, my head. What happened? That thing. I saw you go down, and then you. And then I saw that hammer-like thing on its tail, coming for my head. How did we get out of there? Where's Gwendolyn? Gwendolyn steps out from behind a tree. Oh, I'm here. I found you. I was a bit lost for a while. I woke up in the forest. Didn't know where anyone was, but I followed some mushrooms and they led me here. Very weird. Most strange. Are you all right, milady?
Yes. A little bit of a headache, but I'll be okay.
Oh, thank the gods. I thought we were all lost for a while. I thought it was even worse than that thing we met at the cave that time. What was that thing we fought? Monstrosity, that... Did you see its stomach? It had teeth.
It was very unpleasant.
Strange creature. The way it looked at people and... Ara rises to her feet and she whistles out. Actually, she pulls out a whistle from inside of her top It's like a bone whistle, and she whistles on it, and her horse comes riding out of the trees, followed by your horses.
That's a good trick.
She nods. Magic whistle. Very handy.
I can see that.
Yes. Well, I suppose we should saddle up. Get going. Can't stay here forever.
No, we have things to do.
Alright, so you climb back on your horses and ride on. Right. Clippity-clop, clippity-clop, you go. After a while, Ara says to you, I had some very strange dreams. I've been through here several times, but I've never had anything like this happen.
And what were the dreams?
Sorry, what?
What were the dreams like?
Wrappings. Some strange fellow with a hat. He was dipping it in a cauldron full of blood, wringing it out, drying it, using the blood like dye. There was an old cottage, strange cottage. The strangest thing about it was its legs. The cottage could move, it could walk. Very strange dreams.
Very strange.
All right, so in any case, you ride on. And you get sort of out of the scary woods, and you sort of start coming up into another valley. It seems more like it feels more natural to you somehow. You leave behind that terrible place with that beast and that whole death experience. Yeah.
I think at some point, when I can talk to Lily privately, I just say, so are we going to talk about what happened in that cottage?
Yeah.
I don't imagine your superiors are going to be overjoyed about that, but considerably less overjoyed than with your death.
That is true.
Anyway, we can report it when we get back to town. Yep, and so we continue on.
All right. Very good. You continue on. So eventually, after some traveling, more days pass. Finally, you can make a perception check.
11.
Okay.
23.
Wow. Impressive. Impressive. All right. You see smoke rising, Lilyandyth, up ahead, in small puffs, and you think, that's not just smoke rising, that's a signal. And, go on.
Kyelum. And the smoke signals up ahead.
The ranger's name is Ara, is it?
Yeah.
Ara, I think we need to move quickly. Smoke.
She says, we're close. That's a good sign. This is the Wildwood Camp. They're signaling the other druids. They've seen us coming. They have scouts everywhere.
Well, they are druids. I imagine we could look right for one of their scouts and not even know.
That is correct. And almost as you say that, you find yourselves sort of amongst stepping out through the trees or riding out from the trees into what seems like a village that you are kind of shocked was even here, hidden amongst the trees in this grove that was hidden in plain sight. And you realize then that the branches and trees are kind of pulling back around it as you approach. And you see there's children playing over there, and there's people hanging out clothes over there and drying them, and people starting fires and cooking, and there's a stream running through and somebody's fishing. It's just a village. And as you approach in, some of these people sort of turn and see you, and a couple of them head in towards some of the bigger houses amongst them. And one of them comes walking towards you, this fellow wearing this cloak covered in moss. And Ara stops sort of in front of him, and just in front of you two, I suppose. And this fellow stops and he says, Ara of the Moonbrook, welcome back. Who are these folk? Are these the ones you said you would bring from Ariad, the sea town? She nods. She says, this here is Lady Lilyandyth. Does she know your last name, Lilyandyth? Do I know your last name?
You know her last name.
I'm trying to remember what it is. Lilyandyth.
She's Arathani.
Oh, she's an Arathani, that's right. Right, so she introduces you as Lady Lilyandyth Arathani. And then Kyelum of the Ariasis.
She doesn't know that.
He doesn't know that?
She doesn't know that. He hasn't told anybody that.
Oh, he doesn't. Does anyone know that?
He hasn't told anyone.
Okay.
Whether, I don't know if anybody knows it, but he hasn't told anyone.
Right, fair. Okay. No, I don't think, even if anyone did know it, they probably wouldn't pass it on for any particularly mundane reason, so yeah. There's no good reason for anyone to have mentioned it. Very good. Okay, so she just introduces you as Kyelum. And she says, this is Torrin of the Wildwood Camp. Torrin nods. He says, there are others gathering soon. Other campsites closing. Our folk seek justice from the sea town. Your bureaucrats They have guilty ones among them. We know it. They trade with the Barachiel. They have allowed this. They could have stopped it, but they did not. We demand justice.
Can you tell us who among the bureaucrats?
Best we come and sit down.
Very well.
He takes you into a large hut up in a tree, basically. There's a bit of climbing involved. And he introduces you to Elder Brannock Ashroot, Kalen Reedfire, Yizra Sedgewise, and of course, you know, Ara of the Moonbrook. There's a few civilians too, and other witnesses that come in who get introduced as Mara Fenner, Neris Bell, Perrin Dole, and Joran Pike, and one Avon Reedfire. It's all a lot of names and people, and you can't really keep track of them all, but some of the details will probably come up over time. In any case, they try to explain to you what they think they know. And I just have to pull up a document about that. Thought I had that. They bring you food and you know, wine or whatever, mead perhaps, whatever you want. They have it.
I feel like mead feels more fitting than wine. Because I mean, they're druids; they can just like kind of charm the bees into getting the honey out. Whereas wine requires grapes, and I feel like grapes would be a bit harder to source.
Right. Okay, so what the druids believe. I'll just go through this. So, what's his name? What did I say his name was? Taran. Okay, so Taran explains to you, he says, we know the Barachiel operated a network in Ariad. We know they're there. In plain sight, walking amongst your people. They take slaves. That ship was no coincidence. There's no way it got there without help. That it survived in these nearby seas without being seen, without being allowed to be there.
That does seem reasonable. Though I should add, I've seen one of their ships with my own eyes, and that moved in a way that no normal ship should be able to. So
Perhaps.
But it does make sense to me that someone here is assisting them.
Well, the ship escaped. It may have had no captives, but there were surviving wizards on board.
I know. We had our hands full just fighting off the ones on the docks. I wish we could have stopped it.
Isolated communities. People have disappeared since then. That ship hasn't stopped. It hasn't turned back. It has continued. They have redoubled their efforts quite clearly.
Then help us find them. help us protect our people.
Well, we will. But we know, we're sure of it, someone in your town is helping them, protecting them.
Then help us find them, and we will take care of it.
Why have your authorities not warned our communities adequately?
That I would also like to know.
We want to see the harbor records. We want to know why your official patrols have failed to account for suspicious vessels and movement along the coast. Someone around Ariad Sea Town is helping the Barachiel.
Does Lily have anything to add? These all seem like quite reasonable demands.
You emptied their cages, so they've begun filling them again. Ara says, but these two, they were among the Daughters of Twilight. They were the ones that persisted in slaying these wizards. They killed many between them. Is that not true?
We killed a few. Not enough. There's still too many out there.
You know what? You can make persuasion checks. You have advantage.
Six.
With advantage.
I rolled a 5 and a 1.
Wow.
19.
All right. Your strong, silent approach is apparently winning them over because they're druids. One of them says, we've heard reports of them in the rivers. That ship can go upriver as well as down across the sea. It's a strange ship. A boat like no other. Seafaring, riverboat, whatever it needs to be, it seems. Whole town's been wiped out. People taken alive. We've had reports. These raiders, they moved quickly. They had fewer than anyone expected. They could do so much damage in such a short time. Burned out villages. Burned back the forest even. Some of the animals came to us wounded and burned from the forest fires they left behind. And someone, says one of the others, someone had cleared or marked part of the route beforehand. They knew where they were going because someone was helping them. There's no way they could have found those villages. We're druids. They couldn't have found us without help.
They're even targeting the druids. That is very disturbing. And Kylem's actually starting to look a bit angry at the situation at this point. Like, he's not... Like, you know, he's keeping his tone level, but he's clearly, like, upset that this is happening.
Okay. We think you Sea Town folk are concealing the full scale of this trafficking business. You're not investigating the collaborators. They've allowed the ship to escape, to receive supplies or information somehow. We don't know for sure. We think you're hiding something, suppressing witness reports. Not you personally, we know that.
No, but we are based out of the town, and you suspect that there's corruption afoot.
They're prioritizing trade and civic stability over lives of our communities. We're being treated like wilderness families, as people whose disappearance carries no weight or cost.
You are citizens of Amperdius, and you deserve the same protections that we all share. You are not lesser because you choose to live your lives differently from us. I will get to the bottom of this, I promise you that.
Good. Good. We'll take your word then.
Give us a chance.
We'll give you a
Get
chance. Yeah. Get to the bottom of it. We've got some names for you to investigate.
All right.
You ready?
It's just a sec. I kind of feel like Lily would be like the note-taking type. Does that feel right to you?
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready, Lily?
Yeah.
You can always go back and... Yep. We suspect the wharfinger, customs clerks, anyone who's certified the escaped ship's movements. There's one in your town called Robert Vance. He works for them. Could be him. Probably has something to do with it. There's the office of the Fifth Key. They're bound to know more than they're talking about. They won't say nothing. They're not telling anyone anything. But they're bound to know something. Corvin Holdrake, senior official. Deputy Legate Averin Thale.
Sorry, out again. What was that name again?
Deputy Legate Averin Thale. After Corvin Heldrake.
Yeah, I got
Yes,
Corvin Holdrake, but yeah, that was the second. That was the deputy legate. My brain wasn't processing the words fast enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's all right. I didn't get half of this.
Okay, so just basically, I'm just gonna run through what I've got, just so that I make sure I've got my notes correct.
Yeah.
The Wharfinger, the Customs Clerks, Robert Vance, Office of the Fifth Key,
Yep.
Corvin Holdrake, Senior Official, and Deputy Legate Averin Thale.
Correct. He says, Captain Osric Thorne might be named as someone whose caution looks indistinguishable from complicity.
Sorry, Captain something Thorne?
Osric.
Osric.
Yeah. Then you got smugglers about there too. Maeve Garrow. She's got history with the smugglers. We know that she opposes the Barachiel, but she might know something. And there's other families too. Suspicious ones. What's that? Eamon and Brandon Miller. And their sons. Who knows?
Well, I will do my best to get the shipping records you're asking for, and as a former sailor, if I can get them for you, I will even go over them with you to see if there's any parts that I can help clarify for you. Very well.
Very well. You have our trust, clerics. Daughter of Twilight.
I will do my best to prove you're trustworthy.
One of the druidesses at the back of the room leans forward out of the shadows, and she has this kind of headdress on that covers part of her eyes with dangly beads, strings of beads. And she leans forward out of the shadows and she looks at the pair of you. You've been touched recently. Where have you been?
We had an encounter in Mother Mireglass's territory.
They look at each other. And did you meet with Mother Mireglass?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Oh, how does that change things? Oh. They kind of gather together a little bit and
Yeah.
they say, we might need some time.
Very well. Although she did seem to be as offended by the Barachiel's presence as you are. She did not speak kindly of them taking our people.
We have a route of communication with the Mother.
Very well.
We'll see what we can do to yeah.
I should also add that we recently encountered the Mother of Thorns and assisted her with restoring her compact with the village.
Interesting.
I don't know if that counts for anything, though.
They one of them leads you down out of this building down to the sort of yard below, the I guess more like a clearing or a grove is probably the best word for it. This guy's like, so I'll help you set up tents.
Thank you, sir. Just tell us where we can put them so that we won't be in the way of your people.
Of course. And he does so, and so you set up your tents, and you can take a long rest if you haven't had one, if you need one, if you want one. Alright, so, long story short then, you're brought back up again later on, and they feed you and, give you, they actually give you some gifts. So I would like your assistance thinking of some reasonable magic items that they would give you as payment, not for the job, but for saving so many lives already. Obviously, these are things that druids would have and could give you. So it could be potions, or it could be simple sort of weapons that they might have access to. It's not likely to be like a, fuck off longsword or something.
Oh.
I'm sort of thinking along the lines of like +1 magic this or that.
I mean, yeah, it's, Lily's already got a, cloak of protection.
Right. These could be more utility type stuff, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through to see if I can see anything that might, Well, what about a javelin of lightning?
Javelin of lightning.
It's
That's very
uncommon. It's lightning. I'm just saying that because lightning elemental druids.
Well, you are a Tempest cleric.
Hmm?
I think, okay, I'll tell you what, let's do it with a bit of flavor though. They don't know that it's a lightning javelin when they give it to you. It's a javelin that has been handed down, blah, 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 has a story, right? It's got some kind of relevant story. Let us say that instead of it having this innate power of being a javelin of lightning, it unlocks when you do something with it during a storm. And it relates to your whole Tempest cleric business. So if we tie it into the story somehow and have a moment where it does a thing, then yes.
Okay. That's
that
fair.
could work, you know?
Yeah.
A little bit of narrative engineering.
No, fair enough, fair enough.
You, Lily. I mean, other options are things like, I don't know, is there a magic net of some description? Or
you could homebrew something.
Could homebrew something. A pearl of power, sending stones.
Pearl of Power would be really good for Lily. Get a spell slot back once per day is not bad.
Yeah.
Up to level 3.
I reckon that would be the thing. I reckon a pearl of power might be the thing for you.
Look back.
What? A hoopack?
A hoopack.
You're not having a hoopack. That's dragon nuts.
I just happened to come across it and I'm like, hoopack.
Hoopack.
Sling. No. Unbreakable arrows.
Yeah, I would think like a pearl of power would be probably the best thing, and a wand of entanglement would be another option.
Wand of entanglement. What is that?
Well, I think it casts entangle.
Yeah.
Requires attunement, apparently. But it's a direct way for a cleric to sort of wield recognizably druidic-looking magic, basically.
I mean, that does seem to be homebrew, but that's simple enough.
Is it? Is it a homebrew?
Yeah, it's not an actual item. The closest I can think of there is.
It's from the Tales of the Yawning Portal.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, yeah, it's not coming up for me though.
Yeah, it's not coming up for me either.
Yeah,
I got Wand of Web.
I can't actually open it.
It's easy enough to like replicate that. We can also tweak certain settings.
Yep. So yeah, like that could work as a thing. Actually, even like a wand of identify could be a thing.
Yeah,
that could be useful.
Yeah, basically, yeah. We just that's the beauty of homebrew. It's if you tell me like how many charges it has and if it doesn't need attunement or what.
Well, I think I have been very liberal.
We have so like right now she's got 2 free attunement slots anyway.
Right. Okay. I'm really leaning towards the Pearl of Power, to be honest, for
That's
Lily.
the simplest solution.
Yeah, right now, because it gives you a spell slot, and that's awesome. Why would you not want that? It's the most flexible thing you can have, you know, like you can cast whatever spells you already have with it. So that's pretty useful. But I will have a think about other things.
Pearl of Power.
Yeah, I think you should add a Pearl of Power. I think that's the thing. It's gifted to you. Yes.
+1 spell slot per day, right?
I believe so.
Or per rest.
Well, basically, it basically recovers an expended spell slot.
Right, so if you... Right.
But the good thing is it does scale, so when we get 3rd level spell slots, you can get a 3rd level spell slot back instead of a 2nd level.
So once per day?
Yeah.
Once. What have I written down?
And you've already got a Cloak of Protection, huh?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Alright, so having gone through all of this, you've been given the names and you've been told what the druids want. I think you might need to make a persuasion check to see whether or not you can really convince them to, like, not just come along and burn the fucking village down and drag out the people that they want by the hair and set them on fire.
Okay, I'll try again.
Oh.
They just don't seem to like me for some reason.
I don't know. I don't think it's that they don't like you. I think it's that they've kind of made up their minds a bit. Oh dear. Okay.
Can Ara try at least?
Ara says to you, why don't you remember what I told you on the way here?
I'm literally drawing a blank on what she told us on the way here.
Thrunhenge.
Right. Well, I understand your concerns, and I don't want any of our people taken any more than you do. However, if we're not careful about this, the Barachiel could slip away again. I believe it should be why don't you meet with the others at Thrunhenge and discuss it while we set to work and try and uncover some leads. That way, if at least if you're going to drag people out by the hair and set them on fire, you can make sure that you've got the right people.
Ara says, Thrunhenge has been used for centuries. Between the druids and the clavigers, the keys and their officers. Our people won't step foot in that town except to burn it to the ground. But they'll meet with those people at Thrunhenge. If you can convince them to come.
Would Kyelum know which family holds the office of the Fifth Key? Given his family.
There's a fair chance of that. You can make a history check.
The dice do not want me to succeed tonight.
edge, right?
Yes.
Let's see. 22.
Right. Sounds like it's
With
your
the
family.
dragon.
Hold on. I'm checking now.
With the dragon. So let's see.
Checking vault records. So for you, Lilyandyth, you are aware that it is the family Heldrake. Hal Drake. A human family. You know that the actual Claviger doesn't reside in Ariad. He lives in the province. Fucking what's the name of the province? Anyway, the province where the river and the estuary is, and the island of Ariad is part of a bigger province. So the actual key doesn't live here, but does visit and has an office here, and has a legate and various other offices below that. Right, so it's a provincial government office acting for the Prolocutor of Gildred. The current head in Ariad is Legate Corvin Heldrake.
Oh, Heldrake. I wrote Heldrake. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So he's the legate. Okay, yeah.
Not the armit, but the legate.
What about the footed?
Or the handed.
No, I suppose the deputy legate is the footed.
Right. Or someone in between is like the neat.
That just seems like a knight with extra spelling.
We are the knights that say knee. Oh dear. All right. Okay, so have you done all the things you come to do in the village?
Seems likely.
Do you have anything else that you want to do while you're here? You know? Kissing babies, dancing with wolves, jumping through fire hoops, singing druidic songs, getting your makeup done, pedicures by squirrels.
I mean, I assume they've already obviously got magic, so they don't really need any assistance with healing from us, I assume.
That's pretty accurate. I mean, yeah. I mean they may appreciate some rights, like not so much healing, but some of their losses, some of their dead. They have their own rights, but if you're elves, I think as elves you get sort of a certain special privilege, and everyone's always interested in what elves have to say about spiritual stuff.
Kyelum has no idea of what the official things are, but like he'll teach him some sailor's prayers.
Okay.
Twilight prayers.
All right, you'll do the Twilight prayers. Okay. I think they're probably more inherently interested in the Daughters of Twilight prayers than the sailors' prayers, given that they're not sailors and they live inland.
Well, I mean, some of those
Rivers.
prayers include deep Solaris, so that might catch their attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that Deep Solaris has much to do with the forest druids in the inland.
He is a Tempest domain deity, but fair.
Is he a Tempest domain deity? Okay.
Yeah,
I guess that makes
that's
sense.
why I picked him.
That makes sense. He's also like the god of the sea, as far as I recall.
True, but it's like storms are part of his domain.
Right. Right. Um. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking sea storms and stuff, because there's probably like other storm
Well, I
domain.
mean, he's a sea deity, but we're on an island.
That's true. You have a point there.
I mean, it's not like we're in the middle of a continent. We're surrounded by ocean.
That's true.
But anyway, we're kind of
That's
getting
true.
into the weeds there.
We are getting into the weeds. I don't know, I like the weeds. Anyway. All right, so long story short then, you stay for, 12 hours, 24 hours, however long you want to stay here, and you recover, and your horses recover, and you and Ara begin making your journey back again. And as you're heading back, do you do anything differently or the same as what you did coming through the first time?
Probably just pretty much keep it the same, I think, unless Lily wants to do something different.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, as long as we avoid the creature that almost killed us, or pretty much killed us.
Yeah, is it possible to avoid Mother Glass's territory, or we're on the way back?
You can try. You can make survival checks each.
$15?
15 and a 5. I'm going to roll for Ara as well.
Is my bounced off. Yours. They went pew, boom.
Okay, so Ara and Lilyandyth, you don't really see any easy way of getting around this territory. Kyelum, you, because you're a map dude, you examine the map for some time, and having died already once in this territory, you really don't want to do that again, I expect.
Yeah.
So you kind of spend a bit more extra time with the old maps thinking about this and going, there's got to be a way to get around this. And it occurs to you that if you were to go like an extra day or two north, it would take longer, but you might be able to avoid this territory, and you would have to ford a river instead.
I will show that to the others.
All right. So Ara looks at your proposal. Yes, but we'll lose time if we go that way.
I'd really rather not go through that territory again, but I'll leave it up to Lily. She outranks me.
Ara looks at you, Lily.
We know we'll lose time, but, safer wise, we should go ahead and take it,
All right, I'll get persuasion checks from both of you. If you're helping each other, you can have one of you can have advantage, and the other one doesn't.
Her.
I'll
help her.
Okay.
I think that makes more sense thematically.
Yeah. All right. So Lily, you're making a persuasion check with advantage.
14.
14. Excuse me. Very well. I can't say I'm over the moon about it, but
I'd rather not run into one of those creatures again.
Me either.
What did you call it?
Catoblepas. I don't think there's too many of them. I think that might be the only one.
Right, but I don't know that it died.
Oh, I'm certain it did not.
Then I'd really rather not risk running into it again.
True. But it's bound to be well injured from the fight. In any case, very well. Understood. We'll go your way. To the river, then. All right, so you travel for several days, and you eventually get to this river, and it is a wide, stony river with small shale-like stone on either side. And you will need to make animal handling checks to lead your horses or ride your horses through it. Are you going to try and ride or lead them?
Kyelum is just gonna lead his horse.
All right, very good.
Lead.
Very good. So let's get those animal handling
11.
checks. 11.
11.
If you're leading, you can have advantage, actually.
Okay, well, I'll roll again, but I got a 21 to start with.
Nice.
Yeah, 21.
Oof.
So roll one more time.
17.
That's more like it. All right, and Gwendolyn. Wow, 2 19s. Oof. Okay. All right, and I'm not going to roll for R because she's just badass. She just makes it. She uses a legendary action because she's an NPC. All right, so you get to the other side of the river, and it's quite an ordeal. To be fair, it takes quite a while because it's wide, and there are some fast currents running through there in places, and it's hard to tell where they are. But you manage to get across, carefully plodding. It takes like half an hour to cross the river. And once done, you are able to make your way and ride back to Ariad. And so a few more days after that, you find yourselves approaching Ariad from the north, and coming in down the slopes to the city. Where do you go?
I think we need to report back in first.
All right. So you head back into the Daughters of Twilight, and you find that there is... Okay, in fact, let's make a perception check as you're riding into town. Okay, a 7 and a 20. Lilyandyth, as you're riding into the Daughters of Twilight complex of the Pronaeus, you notice that there are several new faces that you've not seen before. Young, fresh faces, about 5 of them, currently being drilled with sword training in the yard. How do you react to them? How do you look at them? Do you smile at them, or do you scowl at them? Do you give them a look like, ha ha ha?
He just kind of nods her head and looks at him like, I remember those days.
Right. Fair. And Gwendolyn sits quite smugly on her horse as she rides past them, like, yes, I'm like whole weeks ahead of you. Maybe months, but still not far. All right. And going in, you realize that lady, what's her name? The boss lady, whose name you should know because she's your boss. I'm just making it your problem, whereas in fact it's actually my problem, but you know.
One of those names we can barely spell, if it's spell at all.
Eloan, Silveranth, Lady Eloan. She is gone. She is missing. She has left, as she said she was going to. And Solaris, Seneschal, is in fact in charge. And you go into her office, and you can make insight checks as you go in. What'd you get? Kyelum was a 22. Lily was a 9. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, well, Lily, maybe you're distracted about something else. I don't know where your mind is, but Kyelum, you notice that Lady Solaris, the seneschal, she seems stressed. She's frustrated. She's trying not to raise her voice at you when you come in, and she's a little bit high pitched, dealing with some other matters. And you come in, and she puts down this quill and almost spills the ink pot, and swears under her breath, and then catches herself doing that, and then she's upset at herself about that too. And she's like, "Ah, you're back. Good. Well, did you make any progress?"
Well, Lady Lily?
Well, speak up. We don't have all day, you know. There's all sorts of things going on right now.
Yes, we managed to talk to the druids, and we managed to get some names to investigate.
Ah, yes, the druids, right. So they want you to what? Investigate?
Want us to investigate, and also to set up a I don't know what you guys call it, parlay, a meeting.
Lady Aloan said something to the effect that the druids were upset about this whole business with the Barachiel. Is that the case, is it? But we defeated them. We sent them packing.
People are still going missing.
What do you mean people are still going missing?
Druids are going missing from the druid villages, the hidden druid villages.
Up and down the river.
The druids are quite ready to start dragging people out of the town by their hair and setting fire to them if this matter is not resolved. I realize you have a lot on your plate already, but this is pressing.
What do you want me to do? What do I need to do?
Right now, we just need you to support us. We will take care of the investigation, but we need your authority behind us.
Yes, of course, you have my authority behind you. Where do you need a stamp, a seal? Something? We have seals somewhere. She starts opening seals and looking at them to see which one's the one she needs to use for what.
If we need a seal, we will come and get it from you. We're just making sure you are apprised of the situation so that you can deal with it if things go awry.
Of course. Yes.
Breathe.
Yes.
You need to think clearly. If you let yourself get flustered, things will get away from you. Take time, breathe, have a cup of tea. Taking a few moments here and there will not stop you from doing your job. And if you...
Persuasion check.
Okay.
Good words, though. Oh, you and persuasion tonight. Oh,
the dice do not want me to succeed tonight.
Lily, are you giving him advantage? Are you helping him? Are you supporting him?
Yes, I'll give him advantage.
All right. How are you doing it? Whatever you're doing is working, but how are you doing it?
Gestures, maybe?
Gestures.
Just her presence, standing next to him, gesturing. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Lending him your
I kind of get the feeling where
by...
she's ready to yell at me, and then she looks at Lily, and then she's like, oh, maybe I should listen to him.
Right. And Lily's like, listen to him. Give him a giving her the look. Yeah, give him a chance. Okay. So you make it 20 for persuasion finally.
Yeah.
All right. She says, she takes a deep breath and slowly breathes out. Very well. That's a good idea. And Ara, who's with you, she says, I have the perfect thing for you. Tea, you said. And she says, she looks over at Gwendolyn and she says, Gwendolyn, fetch my pot. And so Gwendolyn runs off to do that. And so you organize tea for the seneschal, and she's much more calm after that. And you get what you need from her. Now, what would you like to do next?
for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes. I mean, we could wrap up early as we did last night for...
Yeah. Well, why don't we just
5
say
minutes.
that I think that Kylem's first instinct is to go to this person, Maeve Garrow, you said? That she said, the druid said she might know some things and she would be opposed to the Barachiel?
Right.
So, I mean,
Oops.
I don't know if we have time to talk to her, but we can at least go make the approach there.
Right. Fair. Okay, let me just look up my notes on Maeve Garrow. Search Maeve. Okay. So Maeve Garrow runs the waterside tavern called the Fool's Folly, and you have met her before. You might only met her in passing, but yeah. And in fact, you've met her husband because he's the one that spoke to you when you were in the tavern that time, if you recall. And those sailors were there from Vangate, and they were, getting pissed. Or unless that was the Saltwind Inn. Do you remember?
I don't know if we ever actually said which it was. I kind of was under the impression there was only one inn in town.
Well, there's literally 2 inns.
well-
Only 2, but still there are 2. Yes.
Okay.
The Saltwind and the Fool's Folly.
Fool's Folly sounds familiar?
Yeah, well, that's the one that she runs. So,
Okay. Oh, well, let's go and say hi to her.
all right. So you head on in to the Fool's Folly. All right, you get to the tavern, and you can hear music playing inside, and you can make perception checks.
Sure, now I roll high.
Right, 23. Is it? Or is that...
That's me. That's
you.
Lily.
I got a nat 20.
You got a nat 20. Wow. Okay. You recognize the dulcet tones of Hector's lute from within. As you step inside, he looks up at you and looks across the room, and he changes the tune slightly to a sort of almost more exciting piece as you come in. You see Maeve at the tavern at the bar, serving some customers. She looks up at you as you approach. I suppose you're not just standing at the doorway, I assume.
No, I mean, we're entering the tavern.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do now that you've entered the tavern?
I sit at the bar.
Yeah, go and sit at the bar. All right, she comes across to you. Greetings, clerics. How may I assist you this fine evening? Will you be having mulled wine or something else? We have, she offers you whatever the drinks she has there at the Fool's Folly. And what's his face continues to play.
Hector, I think?
Hector, yep.
The mulled wine does sound good, though, if you don't mind, we would like to ask you some things privately.
Privately? What's all this about?
Beckons her in closer.
She looks around and somewhat suspiciously leans in towards you. What is this about?
People are still going missing. The ones in red are taking them.
Who? Who's gone missing? I would have heard about this.
From the druid villages. The hidden ones.
Oh.
The druids are incensed. It's all we can do to stop them from taking direct action.
Why are you telling me this?
Because we've heard that you don't like the Red Wizards. And that
Nobody likes the Red Wizards.
Some people obviously like them or what they can get from them. But if you can direct us to anyone who might be on the take, that would expedite the process quite a bit.
I can't say I know anyone on the take.
If you've heard rumors, anything.
Look, I don't know anything that's certain or for sure. I wouldn't point fingers. Pointing fingers is likely to end up with innocent people's lives being cost.
That's fair enough. But the druids did give your name as a person who might know something, so it's only fair to warn you.
The druids gave my name. Why would they give my name? What do they know?
They said you might know something and that we should talk to you.
Who else did they tell you to talk to?
Ooh, there were a few people, such as the legate and his deputy.
Well, yeah, all right. Talk to the legate and his deputy.
And some smugglers.
Makes sense. Smugglers, yeah, well. This town's had a history of smuggling, goes way back.
Look, I don't care about a bit of contraband, but leave the people, as long as they leave the people out of it.
Who else did they tell you to talk to?
Ooh, they gave us a name, Captain Osric Thorne.
Right, yeah. Well, all right. Fair enough. Can't say I know too much about Thorne, but he seems also like a shifty character to me.
There was also a customs clerk, I believe it was, Robert Vance.
Look, Vance pays his bills. All right? He doesn't cause any trouble. Keeps to himself. Can't say that I know he's on the take, though.
Of course. I'm just trying to get this resolved before the druids start trying to resolve everything with fire.
My gods. How far away are they?
They're a few days' travel away, and I believe we've convinced them to, what was the name of that circle?
Thrunhenge.
I believe that we've convinced them to parlay at Thrunhenge, but if we don't start producing results, then they will likely take matters rather more directly.
It's hard to believe there's people in this town collaborating with the Barachiel.
It doesn't matter if there are or aren't. The druids are convinced that there are, so we need to produce evidence one way or another.
But you can't get evidence for nothing, can you?
No, but you can eliminate possibilities.
Oh, I suppose. But otherwise, we could end up with a witch hunt.
I've met witches. I'd rather not go hunting for them.
Huh. Haha. Yeah. Funny.
It's funny until one of them's staring you down.
Have you asked the bards?
Not yet. We just got back into town.
You should go and talk to the bards at the Lyceum. They run a small traveler's hut, if you will. It's not much. You haven't been here long, have you? I don't suppose you've
No.
had a chance.
No, I can't say that I have.
They come and go from there. There's
Hmm.
usually no more than a few of them. They have meetings every about once a week, I suppose. They practice their compositions and what have you.
Any idea when their next meeting would be?
Probably tomorrow night.
Hmm.
You should ask Hector. He knows.
That's a good idea. By the way, what does Hector like to drink?
He's quite a bit of a connoisseur. She tells you what he drinks, and it's something slightly fancy. It's not like stupidly fancy, but it's
Yeah,
quite fancy.
let me buy him one of his usual for when he finishes the next set.
You can make a history check, though. In this case, it's a geography check.
10.
Haha. Lilyandyth, it's on you.
It's gonna be fucking ice wine, isn't it?
No,
12.
12. What I can say is it's from the mainland. It's from the Amprodian mainland, not like
Oh,
the mainland,
okay.
but from the main island. Nothing that you can get around here easily.
I have an idea of where it's from, but I don't think Kyelum has an idea of where it's from.
Hmm.
Just from what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I just buy him one of his usual, so it gives him a good excuse to talk to us when he finishes his
All right. Yeah,
session.
he finishes up and he comes over to where you are. Thank you most greatly for the drink, my lord.
Hmm.
I've heard you've been going places.
I have been going places and encountering people.
Well, you have that heroic air about you, as does your companion.
Hmm.
And he bows with a little flourish to each of you.
And how much of word of recent events has reached you?
Recent events, well, it depends whose recent events we speak of. Recent events involving the savior of many, many a villager. I would say I've heard about those. If we're
Uh,
speaking about recent events involving a small town with a bridge, I've heard about that too. Or are we discussing the recent events of a sea cave and a hag called Merrill?
I'm impressed you managed to hear her name.
Well, I knew her name. It's
Ah,
different.
yes. Shame we couldn't negotiate with that one.
No, no. It seemed to me that you were not in an easy position. If only you'd talked to me first, I could have helped you.
We didn't know there was going to be a hag there. We didn't know there was going to be a cave. All we knew was that there was a girl missing and her father distraught.
Hmm. There's a coven of hags on this island.
Yes, we have heard about that as well.
They're extremely dangerous.
Yes, they are rather unhappy with me.
You do
With
have the
us.
air of being marked by her, or one, or them.
Hmm.
She didn't curse you, did she?
No, but she did assist us, and she was. Let's say that in her mind we owe her one.
Owe her one what? A drink? More than
Rather,
that, I suspect.
yes, rather more. I just look at Lily like, should I tell him?
I'll let you decide.
She wants a replacement for her missing sister.
Make an insight check.
15.
15. All right, so Kylam, you can't really tell what his reaction is to that.
Mm.
But Lily, you notice that whilst he is strumming his lute kind of idly, his last note is a little off. So you might suspect that he's a little bit surprised, perhaps even shocked.
Mm.
That seems unfortunate.
Yes, I don't know that it will be easy to find someone willing to become one of them.
Who does she want? She gave you requirements, didn't she?
A young human girl, preferably with a talent for magic.
You realize that a girl cannot possibly consent.
I know.
Firstborn girl. Sorry.
Hmm?
Firstborn girl.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Assume I said that.
All right.
I realize that is why it's difficult. We have some amount of time, and if we can deal with Barachiel threats, we may get a extension of sorts. But I don't know that there's anything else that we can offer her that she would take in her place. So it is quite likely that we will end up being forced to renege on the deal. I can't very well force anyone into that.
Hmm. And if you don't hand over this firstborn child, girl,
Let us say that I owe her my life.
Both of us.
my, that's quite a quandary that you have.
Hmm. The other issue, the main one though, people are going missing from the druid villages, and the Barachiel ship has been sighted going up rivers.
You just come with all the best news.
The druids are rather upset, and I'm quite certain that you can imagine how they're responding to their people being taken.
I imagine they're very upset about that. I imagine they're very angry, and I imagine they blame the townsfolk for these things.
Daughters in one.
They're not wrong.
Mm.
Listen, I might appear to you as some fool, but I have spent many years in the capital.
A king can walk as a beggar, but a beggar cannot walk as a king.
You can have inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Indeed, you speak our sacred words.
And Proteus is my home, after all.
The druids were here before us. They know how to live among the Fae with nature. They were here before the Barachiel, even. You see humans among the druids, but they were not all humans, not always. The humans are just an extension of the circles of druids that have been there since the beginning of time. The humans are just the latest manifestation of them. The Barachiel, they are truly the enemy of our people, all of us. It doesn't matter which road you walk.
And regardless of which road you walk, our people walk, they are deserving of equal protection.
You know our rules, you know our laws well, cleric.
It's not about the laws, it's about what's right.
Interesting. There's some debate in the capital about that. Does one precede the other, or does it follow? But in any case...
The laws should follow, but often they do not. That is one place I do not see eye to eye with my family.
And when the laws proceed, and what is right follows, yes, likely trouble. Now, these druids, have you met with them then?
We have.
And did they tell you their plans?
If they do not receive satisfactory results from us, they will take direct action.
I would begin with the Warfinger. I'm sure of it. He has records. I'm sure they've been doctored. I cannot prove these things, but I have my suspicions.
Of course. The druids had other names.
Tell me these names.
The names of interest, well, they say that they did tell us to talk to Maeve over there. She might be hiding something, she might not, but the druids thought that she might have some idea of what was going on. They mentioned Robert Vance. They mentioned the legate and his deputy, one Captain Osric Thorne, as well as Amon and Brandon Miller. Of course, the Warfinger as well.
The Millers have been strange of late, for the last year, keeping to themselves, cutting themselves off from family, and they do not seem to be particularly interested in their old habits, I noticed. Again, I can't prove anything.
Of course.
But, you're right, as are the druids. There is something most uncomfortable about all of this. And if they're coming for the druids upriver, that is disturbing.
I saw that ship of theirs when it escaped. It did not move the way a ship should. I cannot explain it, but I have spent years on ships, and they do not move the way that ship did.
I see.
almost as if it was moving under its own power without wind.
Heard stories of their ships. Their great warships do indeed move under their own power, forged by magic, bound to entities, the sorts of things we would not even consider doing in our country. Beyond all rhyme or reason, the Barachiel are a strange, alien people, with their egregore and their sorcery and their mixtures of arcane magic. Frightful. In any case, there is good news. We have you.
Well then, I hope we can live up to your expectations.
I'm sure of it. I've seen it. But I wouldn't take my word for it. Few do. After all, just a fool.
Better to be a fool and be self-aware than to be a fool and have no idea.
You could be a poet, my lad.
Oh God, no, I was forced to read far too much poetry as a child.
Is that what led you to your wanderings?
There is a freedom out there. And he kind of just jerks.
Gestures to the sea?
There's a
Or
freedom
to
the sea.
Yeah.
There's a freedom that you cannot find inside stone walls.
That I agree with. I've spent time with every people of these lands. Perhaps not every person, but every type of person. They all have their places, they all have their beliefs and their honor, their stories they tell themselves. But it all boils down to one thing in Aphrodite. The seal of the silver dragon. It marks everything. Every part of our country is named after some part of it. The claw, the wings, the head, the neck, the tail, even the belly of the dragon. These are all places some people consider that the island itself is the dragon. The way it's divided up, every province named after some part of the beast. That dragon's spirit is in all of us, no matter who you are. And the Barachiel cannot persist against it. Aphrodite will return one day.
Then we shall have to hold his place for when that happens.
Yes, and we should make sure that when he does return, that he comes back to a people who have not neglected his country. Well, bottoms up, my friends. It seems we might have work to do. And I think we should finish about there.
Yep, that's good. Did you enjoy that, Christina?
Yes.
You did. Excellent. All right, I'll stop recording now.